Hey everyone, it's Patty from PS Paper Crafts, and I wanted to show you a little bit of a different card today. This card is using the triple layer technique, and it looks like it would be really hard, but it's so easy, and I think it's pretty elegant. This card I made, it says thinking of you. I need to make one for my parents. Their 62nd anniversary is tomorrow, so I figured I would make one for them, and I'll change the sentiment. So let's get started. There's a lot of prep work, and I took care of it for you already. There's a lot of cutting, so this is the black and the whisper white. So the basic black, I have the base card is 5.5 by 8.5, and then I have it scored at 4.25 to fold it in half. And then the layers for the basic black are 3 6/8 by 3 6/8, 3 by 3, 2 1/8 by 2 1/8, and then this piece is for the sentiment, and this is 3 3/4 by 1. And then for the whisper white, I have the piece that everything's going to lay on. This is 5 1/4 by 4, and then the layers for the flowers are 3 5/8 by 3 5/8, 2 13/16 by 2 13/16, and then 2 by 2, and then for the sentiment it's 3.5 by 3/4. So those are all the pieces. I've gone ahead and cut them out. Let's do our stamping first and get that out of the way, and then we can put it together. So first let me stamp the sentiment. I'm taking a sentiment from this number of years. It says happy and anniversary. It's 2 pieces, but I've mounted it on my clear block, and I have them side by side. So I'm going to do this in basic black. And when I'm using these photopolymer, I like to go on my my foam pad here. It gives it a little bit of play there to help the stamp go on it pretty well. So we'll do happy anniversary and just stamp down, pick it up, and we'll put that aside. Oops. And then let me close this up. And then I'm going to do this flower. This is called Daffodil Delight, but I'm going to do it in Sweet Sugar Plum just to give it a different look. So I'll open up my Sweet Sugar Plum pad. Now these stamps, the flowers, are from the Special Reason, and these are not photopolymer. These are the red rubber, so they don't need that extra gush to sink into. So I've got my stamp pad open, and what we need to do is line these cards up, just the white, the whisper white, and I'm just going to kind of line it up on my grid paper a little bit and just try to get them centered. And you have to really, when we do this, hold everything in place while you do your stamping. So I'm using 2 different size stamps here, this big one in the middle, and then I'll stamp around with this, and then I'm using the leaf. So let's see, we'll get this all nice and lined up. And I always like to stamp on my paper first with these stamps just to make sure there's good coverage. Sometimes with a solid stamp you might not get the good coverage, so let me just check it out. Okay, that looks pretty good. Of course, it's better on the cardstock. So we want to make sure these are all lined up nicely. And then we're going to just stamp in the middle. And then pick up. And place this back down. Kind of line it up again. So you'll see there's like a little space between the layers. That's okay, because we're going to have the black layer in there. Okay. And let me get the smaller stamp. Just check that out. That looks good. So I'm just going to put my finger in the middle, and I am just going to stamp all around. Oops, my finger's in the way. That's okay. And again, if it looks a little funny between the white, it's going to be covered up with the black. So we have this, and now we'll do the leaves. Let me just close this one up. And I'm going to stamp the leaf from this set, it's this one, in Pear Pizzazz. So again, I like to kind of just make sure it's good. Okay. Make sure this is all lined up nicely. Put my finger down and then just stamp some leaves. Just wherever there's some white space. It's okay if it covers a flower. And let me just get these last two spots. Okay, so it looks kind of messy. Let me just close this up. But you'll see the magic happens. Let me just lift it up. And we will start with the black piece and layer it. So let me just get my snail here. Oops, wrong side. Okay, and just try to get it centered so there's an even border around. And then make sure you have these in the right order. That's pretty important. Nope. I think I might have turned the black one around. There we go. So that matches up, so that's that's kind of important. So I am going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to just put some snail on. Center it up. Put some snail on this. And make sure again that it's in the right place. So you see how cool that is? It make sure my leaves are all lined up. So the black border covers up that kind of white funny spot that we had. And then we'll take this last piece and we'll put it together, and then I'm going to pop it up on dimensionals before I put the black paper down. That is not right. There we go. So let me put it this way. Okay, so I'm going to use some dimensionals for this one. I'll just put one in each corner and one in the middle just to make sure that it doesn't kind of sink in the middle. Take the backing off. Come on. Okay. So just lay it down, make sure, you know, you see the kind of the petals are lined up correctly. And then we're going to put this on the white base. it up. And then let's get this sentiment. So on this card, the sentiment, I had a little flower here, but this happy anniversary really takes up the whole thing. So I think we're okay. Just center this. And then we'll pop this one up as well with some dimensionals. I love these dimensionals. They give the card a little bit of dimension, and it really looks good. And the release on these is easier than some of the other products I've used, where you spend half your time just trying to peel off the back. So this is really great. So here we go. We'll put the sentiment on, and then I will just adhere this to the base. And there you go. So here's the happy anniversary. And then here's the thinking of you. And what I did on the thinking of you, and I will do this on the other card, is I put a piece of Whisper White 5 1/4 by 4, so the same size as this outside white piece, and I just stamped some flowers. And then you can write on it or add a sentiment. So I'll do that here. I just don't have a piece cut and prepared for that. Okay, so I hope you like the project today, and thank you very much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.